it's pretty impossible to associate Wayland and the Anglo-Saxon religion with this Neolithic tomb if you've had any grounding in history or archaeology at all. All I've got is what I went to school, what I learnt at school. But I learnt at school that this was only called Wayland Smithy. It had nothing to do with Wayland. Wayland is an Anglo-Saxon god of our ancestors, and he was a smith. That's the name. Now people, our later ancestors got very confused. Thought it was a god's workshop and called it that. And there are myths of improving, for example, mending shoes, and incidentally mending horseshoes, and incidentally in a similar Neolithic tomb, West Kennet, there are grooves in some of the stones where people have sharpened metal implements, but there doesn't have to be any connection. But anyway, so it is a bit daft connecting because it's sort of no more than 4,000 years before the Anglo-Saxons came here. This place was made, and it was a burial set of chambers. 20 or so people, I think 17, something like that, were buried here, and used the Neolithic practice of burying communally, though obviously not the whole community was in here. It would be a very sparse community if it was, but my point is, it's foolish to nowadays, with what we know as modern people, we shouldn't associate, when we know it's not true, Wayland and Woden and all the rest of it are sort of like a neo-pagan Odinist religion with this place. It's not connected, and there's more to it. I mean, not everything in our and there's more to it. Not everything in our early medieval period religion was good. Both, I've got nothing against people who want to, revive ancient ideas and their connection with the landscape. I mean, that's what I'm doing here. This is why I'm here. Is that feeling of engagement with the past, with the monuments of the past. It's very important. But we also have to keep our moral perspective. Right, that's Wayland Smithy done, and let's go and see what else we've got around here. This is Uffington Castle, White Horse Hill. Oh, it's quite impressive up here. I've come a long way up from Wayland Smithy. So anyway, this is Uffington Castle. Those screams in the distance are some kids mucking around. I expect they're missing all the freedom they've had over the summer. And anyway, yeah, so the sun, I reckon I got about an hour and a half of the sun, so I've got to be quick now. So I was going to go and have a proper explore. Have a look at the White Horse of Uffington, but I reckon it's about 2 miles back to the car, maybe 3. So you might think that's plenty of time, and not in my experience. I tend to start crawling my way back over barbed wire in the middle of in the dark. That tends to be my experience when I leave it too late. Anyway, let's oh look, there's the manger. Let me show you. So this is the White Horse of Uffington. This is probably the best view we're going to get without a drone. Sometimes I think you can see it from the train on the way to London. I can't remember, but it is Iron Age. I have a big affinity with it, but I don't go on about it very much because it's probably one of the most famous sites in Britain. I don't really go on about Avery very much either, or Stonehenge. It's the other stuff, the more niche stuff. But I got caught in a massive tailback on the M4. I had a choice: either make my life hell driving on and on and on, or take a left up into what used to be called Berkshire, is now called Oxfordshire, and have a look at Uffington and Wayland Smithy. So here I am. It's Iron Age, probably. It's much older than all the other white horses in Wessex, and it's here, and I think it's beautiful. What does it represent? Who knows? You have to look at it in context. On the side of Uffington, White Horse the Castle at Uffington, next to Dragon Hill, next to the Manger, next to the Ridgeway. A mile and a half from Wayland Smithy, so make of it what you will. Anyway, right, that's my visit. I shall see you on the next one. Ta-ra for now.
This alleyway, cats, pigeons. So in the morning you can see them all walking through. So I often chuck scraps in there.
He's turned round, and that's it.